I've asked Yogi to share a song with us. What do you think Jesus might say to us? This song that Yogi is about to share, although the style may seem a little unusual, this is actually written from the perspective of Jesus. This is Jesus' message to us.
Sorry. She came into your life, one look stole your heart. Your friends could see it in your face, even in the dark. You lay awake at night, dreaming of the day when she would wear your ring, and the evidence would say that I love you, and I just want to show and tell. When you love someone, don't keep it to yourself. Well, you hung me on the cross, my blood had flowed like rain. I spoke on your behalf, and I'm coming back again because I love you. And they know it in heaven and in hell. When you love someone, don't keep it to yourself. Well, the people in the streets, they need to see and hear. Don't feed. All they got belly is full of beer. Oh, and you know you just can't win. When you love someone, you just can't keep it to yourself. Now, say the people in the streets, they need to see and hear. They got noses full of cocaine, and they got bellies full of beer. Your credit cards, your pretty cards, the kids they never knew, the one who died for their sins. But I'm coming back for you, 'cause I love you. And I just can't keep it to myself. Yeah, I love you. Just don't keep it to yourself. Because I love you. And you gotta show and tell. But if you love me, don't keep it to yourself.
Thank you, Yogi. I wonder if Jesus sings the blues. When something really good happens, you just can't keep it to yourself. What's the best thing that's ever happened to you? What's the best thing that's ever happened to me? The best thing that has ever happened to me is my relationship with God. It's the Lord Jesus Christ. And folks, I believed that long before I became a pastor. There is no close second in my life. And yeah, I'm saying that with Felicity sitting right here. She's second. But my relationship with God, far and away, has been the most influential, the most formative, the most powerful experience of my whole life. It affects the way I understand myself, the way I understand you, the way I see the world. Everything has been shaped by that experience, and it has been awesome. I don't want to live a day apart from the presence of God. Don't you think everyone should have an opportunity to experience relationship with God? To experience salvation? We are surrounded by people who don't know God. And some of them never will. But many of them are longing to know God. They may not know that's what they're longing for. They may hardly be able to put it into words, but their hearts ache for a relationship that they've not yet experienced. And whether they realize it or not, what they're longing for is God. How much does it matter to you or me that someone we know is lost? Someone is dead to God. What would we be willing to do? A couple years ago in a sermon, I shared a true story with you about a fellow named Bill O'Neill. And as I was preparing for this and praying about it, I felt like I should share this again. Powerful story. Bill O'Neill is a fellow who served as a Superior Court judge in his home state of Arizona. And although that he had a lot of success in his life, Bill's life didn't start out that well. As a matter of fact, when he was in high school, things were bad. And he was thinking about dropping out of high school, and nothing was really going well until one of his high school teachers. Teachers, listen up. You have so much influence, so much power for good. One of his high school teachers, Mr. Ben Day. Mr. Day kind of took Bill under his wing and really started investing in this young man. And eventually even invited him to church. And Bill came. Now, Bill didn't become a Christian. He didn't receive Jesus. But he started being surrounded by a bunch of people who actually cared about him. And people who connected with each other and related with each other in healthy ways. And he started getting motivation. He thought, maybe I could do something with my life. And so he went off to law school. He went from Arizona and went to law school in Florida. But while he was out there, he started losing his way. He started getting into all sorts of terrible things. Now, Mr. Day had been following up with Bill. They'd kept in touch over the years, and Mr. Day was getting more and more concerned about Bill. One day, in the spring semester, who should show up at Bill's dorm but Mr. Day? Mr. Day said that he had driven nonstop all the way from Arizona to Florida just to talk with Bill. And he said that he had to turn around in just 2 hours so that he could make it back in time to teach school on Monday morning. So he and Bill, went to a restaurant, sat down, just had a long conversation. And after they had their talk and it was time for Mr. Day to head back, Mr. Day was sitting in his car, and Bill was kind of leaning in, kind of talking to him. And Mr. Day asked him this. He said, "Bill, are you going to church?"